Hi, John McPhail here from Matex Control Chemical in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to speak to you about one of our products that we call Hole Control. Hole Control has been manufactured to stabilize blast holes in production drilling in the mining industry. It's formulated to speed up hole collaring, reduce collar sloughing, stabilize the borehole, and optimize your blast hole operations. In this animated video, it's a fantastic description as to what we're doing here, what we're trying to achieve. Because as you're drilling away, and especially from pre-blasted benches, etc., there's always going to be fractures. There's always going to be communication between the borehole, the blast hole that you're drilling, and the other blast hole. You can see the cuttings, the air's slowly going over here, which you're losing your air. The cuttings start to build up in the hole here, and even many times get you stuck in that hole. So to avoid the communication, if we introduce hole control right as we're drilling, the hole control works its way, mixes with the cuttings, works its way into these fractures, and stops the communication from going on over here. So it does a couple of things. It leaves your blast holes nice and clean on both sides and stabilizes this hole. As it stabilizes the hole, the borehole wall, your cuttings are coming right out. It's doing a lot of things. It's increasing your penetration rate because you're not being slowed down. The air's not going over and communicating into these other holes. So if you can keep these holes all nice and flat along here, the mine loves it, because when the explosive man comes along, he loads these holes. They're all loaded evenly. He pops them off, and you've got a nice level and clean floor up here for your shovels and your trucks to operate on. The mines love it. What I'm going to show you here is a fantastic description, a live video, and I hope you can hear it and I hope you can see this, because this is a fantastic demonstration. There's two videos. This first one here is some 6 3/4 inch holes that's been drilled down in the US, I believe, or around California area. So I'm going to let you watch this video. It's fantastic.
Area of the pit here that's got groundwater standing in these holes at about 10 feet. You can see the nice neat collar. The hole is a real precise diameter, 6 3/4 down through the sub drill, place where they've always had problems here before. The texture of the cuttings is totally different. They're a lot coarser. I don't know if the tape is showing you how encapsulated the fines are with the bigger cuttings. If you ran this through a sieve mesh, you'd find that you had an average larger size of the cuttings here. These holes are probably being drilled a little quicker, a little more efficiently. We've increased the viscosity of the baling medium, therefore it's lifting a lot of these cuttings out. Cleaner and neater, giving you a bonding effect. We're literally gluing this stuff together. What we've got here are the sample sacks from the last 2 holes drilled. These are the cuttings from the first hole using the standard water injection. This was D2 Drilltex rubber tire D40K 6 3/4 inch hole. You can see the fineness of the cuttings, how that bit has to regrind them to fit them with the available baling capabilities of the compressor. And this is the second hole. See, there's quite a difference as far as mesh size of the cuttings. The encapsulation is very odd.
Okay, that was a good video, a live video that was recorded in the US a few years back. We have another one here that I want to show you. This one is just like in the last year, and this one is in New Zealand. However, what I really want you to watch and listen for is the very similarities of both of these projects. These totally two different projects, 2 different guys that are talking, but the similarities are the same in what they've noticed from the collaring of the hole, speeding up the production, not regrinding the cuttings, and how long the hole's been standing before they come to have an opportunity to load it. Some of them even have water in it. So here we go.
This is a good hole. He's collared it up properly, and we've worked the hole control more into the walls of the hole, so we follow the crevices for weakness until till the product gets as far as it can, then it's come back to the wall of the hole itself, and now we've got a good casing around the hole now, and that'll be, as you can see, it's very supportive. Normally we'd put cones in, but in a situation like this where it's been left for the weather, the hole, as you can see, is still held up to the elements. So it's certainly got its advantage.
And it's been hanging around for 3 weeks, just like this.
And this is what we've pulled out of the hole. That's the size.
And that's larger than you normally.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. It's reducing the wear and tear on you.
So what we're seeing here is the cuttings, and both videos, they're both going to how it kind of glues it together and makes a ball. So it's a fantastic product. It helps the hole stand up, and again, it's making stopping the communication. Obviously, as you can see, when it balls up like that, the communication's not going from one borehole to the next, so you're not backfilling. You're able to get a nice even load and a nice even floor, and you can see how unstable that actual that formation was that they were drilling in there. Here, a lot of people ask me, well, how do we mix this product? How do we introduce it? Do we inject it? Do we mix it into our water tanks? Do we mix it in the water truck? How do we do it? There's various ways of doing it. However, to keep the consistency is the big thing. If you have an opportunity to put a lubricator or an injector of some sort on your machine, then and control it from the cab, you can inject it when you want to. If you only need it to color the top part of the hole, or if you need it for the whole part of the hole while you're drilling, then leave it on. However, if we mix it in with the water, if we mix it in with the water truck, then we want to have one guy to look after the consistency, and he can circulate it in the truck with the hose from the water truck, from the pump, take it and put it back into the truck and mix it in there. He can just figure out his ratios as to what he'd be looking at. So for running it with tricones, you can run it in tricones, and you can run it in downhill hole hammers. If you're running downhill hole hammers, my experience has been, if we're mixing it in the water, mixture for DTH, to start the mixture with a ½ liter per 1,000 liters. Mix that up, and again, your water's going to make a difference on every job site, and probably every time you fill it up with water, because of the pH of the water is going to affect the ability of the product. So you're going to want to play with it a little bit. And when I say to play with it a little bit, when you know that you have your mixture right is when you're making a connection. Either this is the quill off of your top head drive, or you're making a drill pipe connection. This is the hole control. You got about a 6 or an 8-inch stringer hanging down from your drill pipe. So again, a 6 to 8-inch stringer. If we go with that mixture, if it's not getting this stringer, then throw a little bit more product in there. Not very much, because it doesn't take very much. And if it's longer, I mean, it's just going to tie it up much better. But you may not need to use that much product. We don't need to be wasting the product. But when you get this stringer there, you can visualize what's happening as you're drilling. That stringer's coming out, and it's wrapping it's mixing with the sands and the finer particles that you're drilling. It's mixing with those. It's encapsulating them. It's taking it to assist to embed itself into the borehole wall. But it's also, when it's got it looking like the inside of a gun barrel, it's also helping those cuttings lift out again, so you're not regrinding them like the boys were talking about in the previous live videos. So to mix this product, this is in our classroom in Calgary. This is our mixing system. The product is it's a liquid product. It mixes very quickly. This is what we're demonstrating here. So just mix it up. If you have a chance to do it again in your water tank, then just put your hose back into the tank and recirculate it for, let's say, 5-6 minutes. Will be plenty, and it'll get you a nice consistency like this. We're not looking for a big, high viscosity here. We're just looking for a nice mixture, and again, your measurement is going to be that stringer of product that's hanging out of your drill pipe. Get 6 to 8, even 10 inches would be fine. That's it on hole control for production blast hole drilling. And for information on some of our other products, by all means, go to our website, which is www.matex-ccc.com. Hope this helps you out. Thank you for watching.